Right, okay, everyone. Episode 10 finale of To and From as we watch the From series, season 4.
Meh.
I don't think I think you're more unexcited than I am,
I've never been
but
more disappointed in my
I
life.
don't think I'm as disappointed as you. But I'm going to start off by just saying I think the reason people are disliking it is because I think personally it threw too many questions and we know we don't get an answer.
I think it was just bad.
I don't think so. No, because I think a lot
I
of stuff
just,
happened where like, I think if we were recording and watching that, I think there was a lot of good moments.
I mean, only
But
one that comes
but
to mind, and I was
no,
chewing.
I don't. Well, yeah, true. Fuck you, Elgin. But no, I think there was a lot of moments. But again, I think every single moment, if you really think about it, right, didn't give us the fucking answer or give it an answer. Like I think it's
It
even.
didn't
I
even leave
think
a
it's
cliffhanger. It just left
the
literally nothing.
I will say, right, I think we can also like kind of like just fucking wing this one like quite aggressively. I don't think we really need to fully tell the story of what happened
Yeah, nah.
because
This is
there's only relevant bits to what we were fucking thinking of. I think yeah, at the very end, again, we're jumping right into the end. So
yeah,
again, spoilers if you haven't watched it already.
yeah.
But yeah, dropping the stones into the fucking wayward trees, as you say, could just be that they're
I
sending
think
them
it's
to
just
all
scatters.
story. I it could scatter. I honestly actually do think that it's like a prison. I saw because the thing is, right, the reason I think about it as well, cinematically, right, when the stones all fall, right, you see that you hear them,
Yeah, clacking off the side because
but
Unity jumped in it.
you hear them, right,
You
and
don't,
I'm
you don't
like,
hear a thud though.
I don't know, I
That'd
think
be
we'd
the
have to
see
listen.
if we did kind of go back and there was like a
Let's
thud.
hear if there's a thud.
Yeah, because see if there's a thud, I'd be like, do you know what?
Right,
You've got a really good point.
let's listen. Right, ready? Fuck you.
No,
I don't know.
I'm fine with that.
I
So
don't know.
yeah, like see if it was a good thunk, at least one good thunk, I'd
Yeah,
be like, you've got a really good
I
fucking.
think
That's it.
I think they
Not just
still
getting transport.
if they transport to like
How fucking funny
if
would it
one's
be
on
though?
Dale's heat.
Yeah. I was just as soon as I
Oh
thought.
no. That makes me think though, right? Because the thing is though, right? Oh no.
What have I forgot?
No, I know what happens to them.
Yeah,
They
what
go
happened?
back to the tree where Boyd finds them. Because they
Why
finds
not
them
just?
all because he
Why?
finds them all together.
Yeah, why not
Because
just
they're
take it then?
resetting the cycle. Oh no, that's
Nah,
what it is.
I think he would just
Yeah.
take it back.
No. Because think about it, right? Boyd finds them by chance because he was in a fucking dungeon. Boyd doesn't find them because he goes looking for them. Boyd finds them because the
Wait, what?
story, like
No, that was
when Boyd finds them, he was in the dungeon.
no. He finds them before the thing starts.
Shut up! I know. Fuck.
The
Start
show.
again.
Yeah.
Damn it. Shit.
You guys found
No,
it.
but when Boyd finds them, how does he find them?
He's running away because he was trying to save somebody, I think it was, and then he accidentally tripped, fell into the tree with the what you call it?
He falls
Vines.
into the vine tree, basically, right?
And then he sits there and he sees the thing coming and goes, ah, and then
And
goes,
it stops
yeah,
and they walk away, right?
yeah.
And it's the talismans hanging there, and there's a fucking pile of them,
Yeah, there's like all
right?
over
And they're all over there,
inside,
right?
yeah.
That's what she's just done. She's just reset where they go. Because that's where they need to go for the story. Because think about it, right? The whole thing about it, right, is they're always redoing the cycles, right? Because even the boy in white at the very end says, "Oh, you're not going to win this time," right? Like
I
that.
don't think it's the end of it.
No. But
Like,
I don't.
it's
No, but
getting to the end of the
I
cycle,
don't
but
think.
not.
No, but the thing is, right? If they get to the end, I think right. The end of the cycle for when the man in yellow wins is basically the town gets massacred and they have to restart. I think they can. I think in a conditional way, part of the restarting of him massacring the town is he puts the stones back to where they belong. Basically, belong right. Like, but well, this is the thing, right? Because they it's not as if like they find all these stones dotted around the place. They found them in one stash.
I think it's just to, for the time being, get rid of them, not to like
Also, potentially, it could.
teleport them
Well,
somewhere.
but I think,
It's just for the now, so it's
but I
out
think,
of reach.
but what you've got to remember, right, is this is the furthest they've ever got in the story.
Yeah.
Right? So if this is the furthest they've ever got in the story, the idea would be I've never had to reset the stones before back to base one because they've never got to base one.
Yeah.
Now they've got
So
well
wait,
past that point. So he's
sorry.
like, oh well, if we go back to the start of the story where they're having their odds and ends, right? Everything's got to be back in the same point, which also would imply
But you would
that
just
the
think,
tree falls over outside of the realm, which we said about the whole bottle tree, right? Which is going to then fall over that leads somebody into town. I don't know how the bottle tree necessarily gets back up
I'm going
again
to be
though.
honest, that was one thing I can say I'm happy they didn't do, where it was like they showed the
Yeah,
tree
I
being the
think.
actual tree that comes down on like the
Aye,
road.
but I think
'Cause I don't like
But I
that.
think you would. I don't think you would in the town form see
Oh
that.
yeah,
As
they
such,
would,
it'd
but
be
like that's
yeah.
the. I'm
But
just really
again,
hoping they don't.
for instance, right, season 5 next year, whenever it comes out, could actually just be like the opening scene to it could be some fucking person driving and there's a tree in the road
Could you imagine?
because the tree's been knocked
So
down.
driving the car and you just see it slowly pan up. It's fucking Elgin with two
Oh
eyes
my
again,
god, that'd be so
and he's
funny.
like, "I'm back."
But like,
Coming with the blade
I
and
think
all that.
so. I think the Man in Yellow is resetting the conditions to the start of the story. Because if we think about it, right, these stones only ever get found in our knowledge once.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, that would imply that the Maniels had to take them all down from the houses multiple times and all the massacres happen. But if you think about it, all the massacres happen when people are outside.
that we know of.
That we know of. But like from the massacres, we technically saw 2 different massacres, remember? We saw Julie's Storywalk massacre, which is different from what's his name, Victor's
But you also got to
massacre.
remember that massacre with Victor. They didn't have talismans at all.
But this is what I'm saying. So when the thing
They were
needed to
hiding
happen, they
and,
were
like,
just hiding,
yeah,
right?
doesn't take one to
But the
grab them
thing
out.
with it, what I'm saying though, is when they were hiding, they're hiding and there's no talismans,
Yeah,
right? So like clearly there's so many cycles where they've never found the talismans,
yeah.
which must be. But the talismans, I think, right, are a situation of this is how the boy in white helps you like not slow the story. What's the word? He's basically
Hold on.
giving you like the way to survive longer
Gives you more
to
time, yeah.
he's extending your ability to stay in the realm
Yeah.
to figure out the story. That's what the talismans basically are. I also think the talismans do work now. I'm just saying it now.
Yeah.
I'm now
See, now,
now that we've seen all this shit show with the tree coming down.
Yeah, I think that confirms that. Yeah, it does. Because like it was one of those. It was as soon as the tree opened up and the shakiness happened.
Aye.
Then
You see the light as well.
Yeah, but you never really see the talisman like hit the ground. But it
Yeah.
does just rip.
It does
up.
just rip the fucking doorway up.
And it's like, yeah.
So like I'm on board with saying talismans confirmed work. I don't think it's a shenanigans scenario where the monsters are just playing by the book.
Yeah.
I think the talismans actually were a counter to them.
Actually does bring me back to it. I actually do like that. It looks like each section of like this universe, realm, whatever.
It has its own rules.
It has its own rules, but each monster does have a weakness somewhere. So like the straw guys, it was stabbing through, being brave, getting them. These, I did like you did say the last one. Why wouldn't they just sharpen the fucking talisman and stab one? But like,
it could be an option.
Yeah, I like that. The idea is is one of the weaknesses. Because what's the chances that they capture one in a room and then put them all like around, like to block them one in, and just have light hit them?
Yeah.
Because like I'm like. They didn't like burst into flames or anything.
But they definitely were like, "Oh, you bastard!"
But
it was kind of like it was kind of like if we went to Spain in the midst of summer and we got off the plane. You go, "Oh, you bastard!"
Yeah, they just,
where's the sunscreen? Yeah. Like, yeah, the moment they get hit with it, it was immediate. Like that's something they can't fuck with, and it's not even like, oh, they're playing into it either. It looked as if legit that's something they can't fuck with.
Because it was like the fully looked up like, oh, well, shit.
Yeah, but
like
that was
more of
like not even like a fucking like the Will Smith movie with the fucking
I Am Legend.
I
love
it. Well, like the idea of like, oh fuck it, I'll like run out and tackle him into a shadow. Like I'll take the burn for half a second. Like, it was just we can't fuck with that.
Yeah,
like
which could just mean that whatever like. It could be doing the fucking heaven and hell where it's like.
But it could be though.
Yeah,
that's
in the light is mine.
Yeah,
everything in the dark is yours. Type of thing.
To be fair though, right? I think they do sort of have. There is sort of like biblical references to it as well, like when it is possibly a thing. Because I think the whole way of that realm potentially works. I think I would have to scroll through and find it again. But I think there was like a kind of story to how the kind of like rough story works. Is already a story.
Aye.
As such, like, I mean, as in, like, it's
As
already
like
like
in
a
the
biblical
yeah.
text or something like that, of some, like, religious basis or something like that. There is something to it. I remember seeing it once on TikTok. But, like, yeah, they can't fuck with the sun. They obviously get the bones, but they have no fucking clue what to do with the bones.
I did like that you fucking called it.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking, I'm a bit sad, but at the same time, it was such a good call from you. With you're just like, he doesn't know the bones do fuck all. He's just trying to get them in.
Yeah, we
and he
kind of knew
says
that.
it word for
I
word.
will say, at least he was honest at the very fucking end, because he knows Boyd's not going to find out, right? Because he assumes they're going to die. But I did like the fact that he says, "Listen, I had to say whatever I had to do to get us into this tunnel." And
like,
this is what I mean, like, but this is what I think.
So
like,
good.
I think that's such a shitty character arc from. But then he does continually try to do the whole like, "Oh, but I wanted you to have your kids get out of here." It's like, well, maybe have a plan.
Yeah,
maybe don't put me in a fucking dungeon.
To be fair, they weren't expecting somebody to cut the rope.
Well, that as well.
He probably was like, "Yeah, this is gonna make sense because we've got the rope." And
Yeah.
then as soon as it snapped,
The moment
like,
it snapped, they're like, "Oh fuck, what do we do now?"
Yeah, you would think they would make a separate second one just in case.
I think it's more you don't assume somebody's going to sabotage it. To be fair,
that sounds just like bad planning. Then because
I don't
like,
know, but I think
you
I think it's in a scenario where
you don't make a plan without a plan B.
I know
Well,
maybe
they do
they
because
do
fucked it
because
multiple times.
every plan was a plan A only. Like, oh, so much shit happened. Like, but I think the disappointment, and I'll even say it's disappointment. I'm trying to like hype it up a little bit to the sense of like not being just as disappointed, but I think it's because I'm looking. I think what I'm already doing going into this episode is I'm looking at season 5.
I would have loved one good answer.
But this is what. This is what I think it does.
Just a good answer.
But this is what I think it does. I think it just gave us more questions, and it actually didn't answer anything that even was remotely posed.
Which also means now they would get 10 episodes in season 5. I think it'll probably be
possibly.
Which means either they're going to have to fucking fit every single question, or they're going to do that stupid ass thing where they answer the main one and then skip over the rest. And
possibly,
piss me
but
off
I think we don't have to look at the future of season 5 stuff happening. Because it's a year to go.
It's just lost again.
I don't think it's lost though. I don't think it's lost. Although I will say the biblical references are still similar, but I think you're kind of fucked when it's a yin and yang story. Yeah. Like that just exists. As I say, the fact that the boy in white and the man in yellow are talking at the very end, and he's like, "You won't win this time, you bastard." It's like, I honestly, can I just say, right? I would have been so funny if he just did a wee fucking backhand. Like, you fucking speak to your elders.
I don't know about you, but it did feel kind of pally rather than like, oh, you're my arch enemy, like type of thing. I'm going to have to say it. It felt very like Lost, because at the end when Jack and fucking the old guy basically when they're in the purgatory, spoilers if you've not seen Lost, sorry. I mean, you've had what 18 years?
You've had fucking my lifetime to watch it, right? You're on your own. If you're 12, tough shit. But like, yeah, at the very end when like Jack and I was going to say Victor there, right? But like I can't remember the old guy's name.
John.
John.
Is it John?
Maybe. Jack and Jill, right? Basically, the two of them basically meet at the very end, kind of thing, and it's a whole like, come on into the fucking church because you've like, it's all been figured out, kind of thing, and it's all like this whole fucking purgatory shit, and it's a fucking horrendous ending. It's brilliant up until the point where the producers fucked it, but that's a side story, right? But like, it did very much feel like this is a story that always connects together. Like it feels as if those two will always talk at that sort of spot. It just happened to be this time the man in yellow had the talismans. As such. But I think they always meet there, because I think whatever happens when the town gets ready to massacre itself in whatever fashion, right? Because here's the big one, right? I actually now am kind of siding with the story that Victor created the monsters for this cycle. So one of the biggest things is your fears all come to life, right? Yeah. And I think we said it in the last episode where Victor fears the adults, because the adults turned on themselves and kill each other, right? Yeah. So the adults are the monsters,
and that's how he
that's how he perceives them, as the monsters that tear themselves apart. So he makes the monsters for this cycle. I think in previous cycle it's just the townsfolk rip each other apart. There's potentially other monsters brought into, like for instance, like because the scenario of like is like the man in yellow and the cycle Julia goes to. you see him just eating all the fucking
Oh
bodies.
yeah, aye.
I think he is the person that just goes fucking door to door and rips the heads off. Like, I think he's who kills them. They might have like an internal fight or whatever happens, but I think he's the one who causes the massacre, not the monsters. Whereas in this time frame, Victor's brought to life the monsters that have now set the condition on the town, right? Which is possibly why the boy in white, I'm going to say it's a boy in white, could be a higher entity or whatever. I think that's why the boy in white had to make the talismans, because Victor isn't supposed to survive the cycle. Like, no one's supposed to survive the cycle if the man in yellow's right and does the execution shit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to restart at 0, right? Victor, by still being alive, I think creates a condition in the town that's not meant to have happened.
It's extended it so far past the time.
So basically, Victor making the monsters, I think, means it's why the boy in white makes the talismans.
How fucking funny would it
be? But now that the monsters exist, I think I would have to say, once you bring something, like, for instance, the fucking dolls are still probably kicking about that fucking woods.
Oh yeah, they must have.
Once you bring something into reality, right? I think that reality just exists. I think that's now a part of the realm.
Yeah.
I think whatever makes the people immortal from the original bargaining, I think it's just the other humans that end up in the town. Like, I think, like Tabitha and stuff, you just find yourself in the town, and that's how you continue to be immortal, right? And now what's happened is, right, if you think about it, right, now what's happened is you can still die, but you'll just be reborn and go back to the town, right? You'll go back to it. So now what's happened is, when the humans have died, right, they've then, because Victor's created monsters, that's why the monsters reborn, because that's just how it puts you back into the town. Victor's basically like, I think it's just, that just happens to be, you're one of the bad people, you come back as one of the bad people. So in this case, the bad people is basically who Victor's perceived as the monsters. Which is why when Smiley's reborn, it's not as if he comes in through the town and then over time does a Fatima. I think Fatima, for instance, could be one of the old cycles to the bad people, which is why she becomes a monster. Spoiler. That's why she becomes a monster, right? Because she does the slow process of becoming a monster, right? Because obviously Smiley dies, right? And then comes back because the whole birth and the whole kimono lady shit, right? But we never see the kimono lady a second time, right? Because I'm still on the theory that it is either.
I'm starting to agree with you with that. It's like
the Fatima becomes the kimono lady. I'm starting to think that's the case as well, and maybe the kimono lady bringing him back dies in turn, because we don't see her again. So maybe she dies to bring him back. It's like a life for a life. She's the life inside the realm, and she can bring his life. Because remember as well, when they're doing the vital signs and stuff, Fatima's dead. So Fatima's dead and is becoming the monster. So she might have came into the town dead, and the cycle was already starting when she becomes the monster. You just don't know because none of the shit happens. So I'm starting to think maybe something on those lines is
they did actually give one small thing. It's not really a big story point, but Fatima can now understand the monsters, like talking. When
I think it's just
it was a quick throwaway, which is like they found them, and it's like
because they know where they are in the cave.
And it's like, how do you get that from just a screech?
I guess it could.
I think that's literally going to be
what's the chances it's fucking echolocation though?
Fucking bats,
if they're just like batting, that would be funny as shit. Like,
I did. But it was a throwaway quick.
Yeah,
they found them.
They found us. Or they found them first.
And it could have been like, oh, well, they found them as like they see them, but when they get there, they're not close. They're still quite far away. So it's like,
do they have like fucking like Legend of Aang Avatar fucking shit where like they feel the vibrations, the toff, the shit with it, like they feel the vibrations.
The metal ending fucking breaks.
Like, but I think that's something though. Like, and then obviously she becomes like the monster face and shit like that as well.
Yeah,
and she doesn't really stop them, but I think she's like standing in front of them.
If he's screeching someone's face, I'm going to be like, hey, your breath.
So like,
here's a peppermint.
I think all that shit's happening. But I'm starting to think that's what it is. I'm thinking she was already dead when she came into town. Well, dead, you know what I mean? Like, It's such, she was already a monster brought into the realm. It does a wee bit though.
It's gonna be fucking.
But I think it's. Shut up, I know.
If you fucking see Jack and fucking that drunk guy sitting in a
I'll
church,
tell you something,
right?
Like,
hey, you made it.
It was so fucking. It was so funny if that's what happens if you kill yourself in that episode or that whole realm, and you just wind up. You then are just sitting in the pews waiting for them all to come back together. It's such. That'd be funny. I would laugh if that actually happened. But like. There was Elgin's thing. Sadly, he wasn't dead initially. Does die though.
Yeah.
I've never felt more vindication to somebody dying in this episode, in any episode ever. In fact, no, that's a lie. Somebody else should have fucking died in this episode as well. So right. So we'll quickly do the Elgin bit.
To be fair, just quickly for the other person, it did piss me off though that fucking Boyd didn't let her do it.
I'll be honest with you.
Wastes a bullet. Two, smashes a fucking window.
I think the problem is though, right?
She still fucking
as much. No, but here's the thing, right? See, as much as she looked as if she was going to blow her own head off, what's the chance she panics and she just starts fucking spraying? Aye, like fucking double tapping.
She had it ready
because she but she goes to the app and then like they stop her. But I think she's broken. Like I think that fucking.
Yeah. I mean, she fucking stood there when they were like, run.
Can I just say though, right? There should have been zero circumstance to letting her be one of the people that helped out.
Yeah, that's a fair
Why
point.
the fuck?
The one that was like fucking.
Like she's already done a fucking suicide run.
Yeah.
To the fucking vegetable patch and got fucked up for it, right? She probably shouldn't be the one going. Yeah. In general,
but she's the one with the most amount of PTSD compared to all the others. You could have got a list and went, hey, they fought this monster. This one's been stabbed by this monster. Who's got the least amount of fucking fear?
And then think about it as well, right? Don't even think about it. The previous fucking night, a fucking Roger came through a door and attacked her. Yeah. Like she's had a shit 48 hours. Like, and she shouldn't have been there to start with, right? Like she was definitely somebody I would have said shouldn't have been there in general. There was plenty of people helping out, and do you know what? She was the only person that fucking snapped. And the point of like Boyd had to kick her into the fucking car.
And even then she's fucking still struggling to get in.
And then the only good thing about it was it gave blonde cop woman her redemption arc.
Yeah.
That one throwaway line of shut her the fuck up, right? I have never witnessed such a brilliant 180 of hatred to absolutely. If she fucking dies, I riot. Like I have for fucking sent like I honestly like the fucking ginger chick was like fucking.
Say though, I would still would like to go back and see it eventually, but the monster when they're driving that way.
Yeah, he's pattering on the window. Yeah. But I think he keeps up with it.
And I was like, do you know, you've got a really good point now when I'm like
he was basically running.
He was keeping up with a car that has to be going at least 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're not going at a slow pace. Yeah. They're going not at a walking pace the way they go. Yeah. So I think the monster is keeping up with them, which is a kind of thing that you're like, yeah, they clock it straight away or you miss it because you just think, is he like, oh,
like a small part could have actually like grabbed. He could have
just fucking punched through the window.
I mean, that is. Fuck off. That's another thing. I wish
you did.
Told me that.
The only thing is though, what's the chances they have talismans in the cars though? To be fair, maybe that.
Nah, because if maybe that. Still.
No. But they usually take talismans with them for this sort of stuff. They done it before with the fucking ambulance man. So like I think they had talismans. It's maybe why he's scratching at it because he can't actually get in, but he's keeping up with them because he wants to try and get in.
I'm just now annoyed by that because now I'm thinking about it. See if there wasn't a talisman.
I am going to assume.
Isn't. You would think they would have to show that specifically.
It's not that you would have to show it. I think you would have to assume it's the case because they did it with the fucking ambulance and shit, did they not? And they've done it with the bus and stuff before.
They did it with the RV.
They tried to do it with the bus.
Where they put the cover
over.
They
did it with the bus. Well, he attempted to do it with the bus, then he fucked up because he couldn't put the fucking.
Oh, as in like
they have actually talismaned up vehicles. So I wouldn't say they didn't do it, but then again also,
they did it with
but then maybe not.
Ambulance.
I don't know.
They did it with the bus and the RV, but not the ambulance actually.
Did they just drive? They just let them away?
Because it was they were given the keys by the monster member.
Aye, but I think that was because they let him keep Randall though.
Yeah,
but I think they might have had a talisman still.
No, because that's what he holds his talisman. He's like,
yeah, but that's
like,
no, but
it
that's
doesn't work, sweetie.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't work like that. It's because it doesn't work like that. Yeah. But he had the talisman, so like they could have had it in the ambulance. They did have it, so I think they know. I'm going to assume they would have that scenario in place. Like as
I don't
much
know.
as
That
they're
sounds like plan B.
as much as they're a plan A only fucking family, right? I do think they would have had that as a thing, right? Even though they didn't have a backup ladder, right? But at the same, it's one of those ones. Like the Elgin thing, basically was he's like talking to the man in yellow who's then doing the same bargain, which I was right on though, which is basically it's not really a bargain, it's a
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
kill you
threat.
motherfucker, make your choice. And that's what he's done with Clara clearly
Yeah.
as well. But he's probably been in a much scarier man in yellow scenario for that
To
potentially.
me, nah, I don't think it's he's been more scared. I think it's just Elgin fucking still doesn't understand that he's
I
a bad
think
guy.
I
And he's
think
like, why is
Elgin
this little girl
Elgin
telling me bad things?
I
I want his paper.
Elgin might actually just be the fucking. I've never wanted a character to die so much
Yeah.
in my life, and the fact that he was still alive when we seen him in the episode visibly upset me because I went, oh man, we're having more conversation with fucking Elgin, like kill him.
What stupid
I
shit.
wanted Clara to kill him. I wanted her to like fucking like brain him in or something like that. Like,
I did like the
but
fucking when they turned to Clara and she's like, don't look at Clara, look at me.
I know.
I'm the captain now.
I did like that with it. I think it's because if you really think about it, right, I don't know what level of fucking mobility the man in yellow actually is going to have, right? But I think if Elgin tackled Clara, he probably would have got past her,
Yeah.
which I think is the whole point of a don't think about it,
Just accept.
except because Clara probably is not doing anything to get in
But
the way of
he
you.
doesn't, or at least I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. I think I'm with you on this one. Like I think he is in like
Because I think it has to be a solid yes.
It's like a defiant thing of being
verbal
like
contract.
yeah.
You can't just be like, meh, maybe. You have to be like, yes.
I think it is like a defiant like I'm gonna die here, so like just maybe God saves my soul,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But also fuck Elgin. I hope it didn't save his soul. Like I hope he's reborn as one of the crows, right? And then the realm gets fixed and he's just a crow.
He's like, God damn this.
Like because like yeah, but then the man in yellow does the whole fucking like Dali Ma shit, and then like his eyes fucking pop it basically. Like he fucking.
I know it's a painful death, but at the same time, it's probably one of the nicer ways.
It probably was. To be fair,
Because
right?
it's like it was what 10 seconds max.
It was probably
of,
less painful than the removal of his eye.
Yeah.
Like to be fair.
Yeah, they didn't bring out the spin.
I will say though, I don't think it's just convenient timing that it became light when he dies though. I just don't think so. I don't think it's convenient at all. I think it might be it's connected with the fucking death is why it happened. Like the whole nighttime thing happened because somebody's supposed to die. It was probably supposed to be Jade and Tabitha in the fucking hole, and they don't die, and then Elgin gets done in.
I mean, that sounds like it would be the fucking whatever's in the sky's fault then. They had a
Possibly,
perfect chance.
but possibly.
And instead it fucking electrocuted. But
yeah,
we could
go for it.
It wasn't the killing of Elgin that like cleared the clouds. It was when that button shined.
On the fucking back of Julie's thing.
So whatever type of like fucking story type, like because thing is the story Walker, like Julie, but the person that's reading the story, the narrator, is like looking to be. Oh, I say looking. This whole point of the books is like it's meant to be him that's able to read it.
Yeah.
But she's able to go back and see to these pages.
Yeah.
So it could be that kind of that little bit of hope, and it's fucking actually brought the hope back.
Possibly, like, yeah, like maybe shit's getting fixed in the background.
Because that's what I was saying. So I was thinking, like, when it comes to the bones in the ground, the reason it's under the tree is as like a focal point to like have the day night cycle. But as soon as they pulled in the tree, it's like the light then just went, and it wasn't like centered.
Yeah.
So everything just went dark for a bit. But then when that fucking button on the back here, it was very like tiny, and it got really bright, but it was a nice circle.
Is that a focal point of hope?
Yeah,
because she's like, you're not going to die here.
Yeah.
But I actually could see something being some crazy thing like that.
Because then it would, like, because it's for very much, I don't want it to be Elgin died and he saved the town by turning the lights back on.
I hope not either.
Because that would, one, piss me off, and two, I'd rather just not have the fucking man in yellow be like, oh yeah, I'm going to just turn
Plus
the lights back on.
also one of the biggest things, right, just as you're saying about the whole like daytime coming back into play, a lot of the things that happened in that episode all happened so aggressively out of sequence if you really think about it. Like Boyd goes to the fucking clinic and says they've already went to Colony House, right? And then you don't see them arrive at Colony House for fucking ages.
Oh, okay, I see what
Like,
you mean, yeah.
and it's already done the daytime. It's already back to daytime, which means they would have been driving at night, right? And then when Boyd and when they all got there, the original like when they got to the clinic, it was still night because
Yeah, aye.
the fucking Smiley was walking
It's
past.
funny, he's just like...
How the fuck are they not at Colony House at roughly the? How are they not there at night time as well?
That's something I would like to see, like
Yeah,
a map of
like
like
I would
how
love to
close
know
stuff...
how close things
Because
are
I know like
because
Colin
you
House
can
is close
see
to
it,
the town.
but you can see it from all the points.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think something happens. Well, this is why the whole
I mean,
story walking stuff
it could just be a
really
really
does.
short time span of that darkness came, and it was like 5 minutes.
But even if it was right, I don't know necessarily if they could get from the point they were at in 5 minutes to the point they were at.
Well, that's what I'm
Like
saying. It
this
might
is
just be far
yeah.
enough away where it's like, well, it's
But when
night today
but the
really
thing but
quickly.
when I
They really are just like down the road. It just happened to be.
but
That
also
it was...
when the people come off of the bus, there's no
Oh,
they
yeah,
actually felt that when they came out the minivan, they
yeah.
actually feel way too calm about the situation. If it was just fucking nighttime and it's daytime again, you would there
I
must be
mean, to
like
be fair, I think he was still fucking freaking out.
but
So
she was freaking out before it got nighttime. She was fucked. Like I just think I think there's something
they're
to
probably
it.
just pissed off with her.
Nah,
Like,
I
I
think
want to
they probably are like just put her in the basement.
yeah, just put her down.
Like just fucking get rid of her.
She's a
Like
liability now.
I think there's a lot of potential time skippy shit happening, and I think again I'm still going down the whole fucking like looper level of time travel shit for Julie.
Like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure I'm thinking of the right thing.
Damn right. I think there is a shit ton of stuff she can do, or times where you see her where she's not actually the one you're meant to see as well. Like I do honestly think that because the thing with the whole time skipping and story walking pish, right, is those stories are quite fucking big when you think about it. The idea of the stories are quite big, right? But they're not in the town for that long. Like they said that they're only in it for like 30 fucking 60 days or something. They're not in it a long time. So how the fuck is she story walking to such significant points within their own time frame? Is what I'm thinking. Because I think the time frames basically only maybe last a month. Like these cycles don't probably last long. Like Victor, like how long did they say he lasts?
I mean, he was a kid and he's like 50
right?
now, so it'd be fucking fun if he survived 47 years.
Well, the thing is, right? They never tell you because he's broken. Half the shit he says we can't really take as verbatim, right? But I mean, we don't know. We don't know if other cycles happen after the first wipeout, right? Or when the next set of people show up and who shows up, right? We don't know if he's went through multiple scenarios where he's just hiding in the woods, even though cycles could have been happening in the town. Right? There's so many things. Or was he just hiding for for those amount of years, right? Where if you think about it, right? Oh my god, it makes so much sense now actually. No, he makes the monsters after the fact.
Because he's alone.
So when he's alone, right? What if the monsters aren't there when he's fucking hiding? So he lives for that long because there's no monsters yet. The monster he's scared of is the man in yellow and the other humans that fuck. So the reason he never has to fucking fear it and then come out is I don't like the man in yellow to find me.
But then I think he's into just any type of man, no man, but like any type of adult.
So like, there's a chance that he could just have survived that long because there actually is no monsters yet.
Yeah.
Because he also because the boy in white, that would also explain why the boy in white doesn't actually do it necessarily to protect him, or give any real indication of how he protects him. Because he don't have the talisman, and he's in a fucking big van with a bunch of fucking peaches. Like, that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
How the fuck did they not find him? If there was the monsters back then, I'm starting to think the monsters aren't kicking about at that point, and it's due to his isolation that creates them. Because maybe the first humans that show up maybe aren't nice people, as well. And maybe the man in yellow then in a cycle kills them as well. Or they all fall apart and that's what then creates the monsters as he grows up.
Yeah.
Because if you're a kid, it's living with a fucking Wilson doll for your ma, right? And a bunch of canned peaches. You're not going to have sanity for that real extent of time. You're going to break that. That's isolation that even like normal adults can't last that long.
Yeah.
Like you start to get fucked up. So like, what is the chances that that happens over time where like there's bad humans come in and maybe kill themselves because they're trapped as well, and then he makes the monsters because maybe he sees the man yellow like kill them or thinks he sees somebody else because he maybe takes the form of one of them, so he thinks another human has killed somebody and it's actually the man yellow's doing it all. but he thinks all the humans are bad. Like, there's so much shit to it to unpack.
I mean,
the
only downside I have with that is I very much do like that the monsters are the original parents that sacrificed their kids, and it just makes it nice, easy.
But I also still think that when they die, I think the immortality isn't that they're immortal. I think it's they're always reincarnated.
Yeah.
Right? Which means that if they die in the realm just finds a way to reincarnate them back into the realm. So, like, again, the fucking tree on the road. Like, I mean, it's equivalent of, like, okay, so, like, number one was bad, right? He was a bad person. And then they die of old age, right? And then all of a sudden there's a reincarnated form that brings you back into it that you might not know. Because the thing with it as well, with your life from previous life to new life, right? You don't know the previous life part, right? But, like, when you get into the town, like Fatima, for instance, slowly you start to turn back into the monster. Right, like, well, because he's done that scenario, but like, you slowly start to get that memory. It's basically what it is. In the case of what Victor might have done by creating the monsters, is it gives you more of a visual turning of them. But whereas in the other circumstance, it could just be you get your memories back. Like, you just start to remember more shit that happened. Yeah, basically, I remember. Like, that could actually be what it is. It's just like over time you just start to remember it again, and then you're immortal until you die in that form. And then you come back and you start to remember again. But because I'm thinking the whole Victor made the monster thing, I think it's more just like a visual element to it rather than just a psychological, we're telling you what happens as such. So she's turning into the monster, but what really is happening, again, think about the language they speak. Yeah, right? And Kui language, right? If you think of it, right? She's remembering the old language that they speak. That's what she's remembering.
I mean,
you see it as a monster, right? But she's learning the language because she's unlocking the memories again of who she becomes, which is why she says, "Remember who I am," and not what she becomes.
I think that
because in the sense of the whole visualization of the monsters thing, what she's saying is, remember who I was before I remembered who I was.
I think it was more because of fucking junkie lassie going, "Stay away from me." She's like, "I'm trying to help you."
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Because the junkie lassie never actually snitches her out. Good junkie, right? She never snitches her out. She doesn't say it like that.
She dies.
No, because she dies. She had plenty of time to say for give me a fucking kiss 17,000 times, right?
And even then, she was nearly fucking
died. She doesn't grass her in. So
I think she's gonna have like different priorities. And
no. If I'm dying. If I'm dying, right? No, hold the bus, right?
I'm going, "Oh, do you remember this guy?" Like,
I would be pointing at the fucker and be like, "It's her." Like, if somebody stabs you and you're bleeding out, you're not going to be like, "Give a kiss, love her." It's like, no, it was him.
But the thing
because she screeches and she says, "Get away from me," because she knows she's a monster now, right? And she doesn't point her out. Why would she not do that for Christy? That's the point. I think because it's just, but I know she knows that Fatima's not the danger. She just knows something's fucked with her.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've known that because she's dead.
But yeah, so like, I think that shit's happening. There's like,
but it's one of those, like, I very much would rather just have it be they are the originals, and that does kind of bring to something that mostly there's no really guarantee this is going to be the case. But see, the reason why the man in yellow and the boy in white have powers, they can do their shit, is because I still think they are the son and daughter that were meant to get sacrificed.
That's something.
Last minute, they didn't get sacrificed. But what I'm thinking then is the Ankui kids, the reason they can't really show around and do as much, other than being like in big groups, is because like all the power that they would have got if, like, say their parents went and pulled them out. Yeah, if their parents pulled them out last minute, they'd still get all the benefits without the dying. But because they died, they literally only have enough like energy to be like, "Hey, one word, remember," and it's like all they ever do is point.
I think it's more just they're tied to the realm.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's
do you know what? In fact, do you know? Right, get ready for this one. I think the kids are kind of like Qui-Gon Jinn, right? he is a Force ghost,
he just doesn't want
right?
to do his job.
But he did, but he didn't do the full training to become a full Force ghost like the way Obi-Wan does. So he was only able to come back as a Force ghost if he goes to the didact spots, which is where the Force is all fully.
So strong.
So so the kids are kind of the same. They've not done the full. Their full ritual is basically they get sacrificed, right, for whatever to happen, right, which means they're tied to the realm, but they can't interact with the realm unless they're at like focal points.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's Star Wars. We just figured it out.
I don't know if I've in this, because I don't know how long we've been going for, like 40 minutes. So just to make sure, I do have the theory that it is the boy in white and the man in yellow, a brother and sister. They are from the first cycle that get pulled out.
Which is fair.
And then I take what you said, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
But I think I'm going to say what I say, just because I think we've both got two different ideas, but with the same execution.
Two different paths.
So basically, I actually think that the man in yellow and the boy in white might actually be the original two that pull out of the ritual.
Yeah.
Which is why they're locked in the realm. But what Aaron's about to say is basically what I'm thinking as such.
Well, just to make sure you're still thinking it's literally they have different ideas of how to get out.
Oh, God, there's so many references to what it can be. Yeah. They're the Charles Xavier and Magneto of this world. They both want the best for mutant kind, but they both have two different paths to achieve it. That's what is with the references. This is a brilliant episode for references. There's so many references, but yeah, I think it's
the way that I see it.
You think it's the two kids?
So yeah, I see it as they're not enemies in the I hate you, you're the worst person ever. It's more of a I don't agree with how you're going with this, like how you're going down this path to try to do it, when I think it's this, and it's like a sibling disagreement. Because saying, "Oh, you're so optimistic," like it's snarky, like I think I know better than you type of thing, like a sibling rivalry. But it just happens to be they both have a wee bit of extra power than others, and they both have different ideas how to get to that end. Which is where you.
But again, I think like with me, it's like I think they might have been the original humans that pull out of this ritual, and then over time they both had two different ways to basically have it like shut out. Because the thing as well, when you think about it, right, is when they talked about it, right, it says like, oh, Jade, the town ripped Jade to bits basically in every lifetime, but for Tabitha it's always a much worse death, right? Yeah. Which is basically just the two of them have got the same end goal, but they go on a different path to get it, which is why I'm starting to think the two of them are just it. So, like, the cycles might happen a bunch of times, right? But because they might just actually be immortal, right? Yeah. You might be seeing them basically story walking, right? Because I don't think there's just one story walking. I think there is a potential sequence to have multiple. I don't really care exactly how they get to that point, but like, I think they two, for instance, might just be, here's them in their true form. We'll just say true form, right? And they're story walking through every sequence to try and make their path the correct one. Yeah. I don't know if necessarily the man in yellow is actually evil. I think he's perceptively evil.
Oh, but it's
more. Go for it.
So remember how in an episode, it might have been 2 back, I was like, I don't think the man in yellow is evil. I think he's got a certain way of wanting to do stuff.
Yeah,
and that he's letting it slip. And that's like, so as I said, like he's got his way of doing it, and he's accidentally letting parts of it slip. Like, oh no, it has to be done a right way, because he's thinking, like, well, if it's done this way, I know I can do this. But if it's not, he's like, well, oh fuck, no, I'm on the back foot.
Yeah.
So, in my head, he isn't actually like he's a madman. He's insane.
I think he's
not the bad guy.
He's bad.
The big bad.
He's the perceived evil because of how he's going about it. But it's not necessarily to say like what he thinks he's doing is actually evil.
Yeah.
He just says this is the way to get to goal A.
Yeah, this is the
only
only way.
Man and the boy in white is saying, "Oh, but I think it's this way, and it's a less evil, like perceived evil way." But it also could just be as evil if you think about it. They're just both. They both just think they're doing the right thing. As I say, I think they're in the true form of what Tabitha and Jade actually are. I think that is just their story walking. They just interact because at some point you must be able to like master that power basically to be able to just constantly go fucking hop, skip and jump wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
But the thing with it, which is why they bring up the numbers 47 though, is I think you're only able to get in when there's a certain time window open, which is when somebody dies, you can come in, which is why you take a spot, basically, right? Which is why the man in yellow for this one, for instance, right? Because it's the furthest they've ever got, I think that's why he bunny hops onto the fucking priest coming into it. So it goes to 48, right? Goes to 48, but then he has to kill him because he has to set the number correct.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why he dies straight away.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense for him to bring him in to kill him straight away. Other than he needs. Yeah, well, it's not even the plausible story. It's basically he needs to come in because he goes, oh, they've got so much further, which means the boy in white is closer to getting his way correct.
Yeah.
Like it's closer for the boy in white being right this cycle. I can't have that. I need to get fucking in there.
Yeah.
Jim dies, the priest is coming in and he goes fucking latches onto him and basically like blocks, like throws himself into the realm and then has to fix it because he says, but there's still rules. Like I think there's still like rules they have to follow as such. Because again, it's all ritual stuff. So like maybe the whole thing with 47 has a ritualistic number to it that has to be achieved. And stuff like that.
Could just be something simple as the big kind of entity of this place just goes, I want to play a game, and the game is one using it to figure out how to get out. And it's literally just he just kind of throws him, gives him the clue of like that's the angle.
Yeah, get to it.
And he just sits back and watches.
But yeah, I think that's why they talk to each other so kind of candidly. Basically,
because it's
not like there's no hate, there's no malice to it. They're just like he's just like you're not going to win this time. Yeah, he's just like you're not going to win this time. And you can clearly tell the man yells like, oh, so optimistic because he probably won all the other cycles because they get the massacre to happen. Which is whatever caused it to restart and everything goes back to square one.
Yeah, because it could just as well where she's like, oh, you're so optimistic. Because probably at a certain point, once Victor was hiding away, she was like, well, fuck him. I'm in the back foot for once.
Yeah,
and then
which is why,
which
is also, if you think about it, right, is also why a lot of her plans seem very fucking like haphazard.
Yeah,
because the man in yellow is like, because the man in yellow goes, we've never got this far, right? Which means, again, I think because the talismans basically extend the potential cycle time limit. I think basically the man in yellow's like, we've never got this far, and I actually don't know specifically what you're doing anymore to get to plan A. So all this stuff he's doing is reactionary. Yeah. Like in the previous episode, we're like cutting the rope because he goes, well, if they get the bones out of here, whatever they need to do with the bones, if they've figured it out and haven't told anyone because the town doesn't fucking talk, like he might be like, I need to make sure they don't leave the cave.
Yeah,
he's like any reason. So he goes, well, the monsters are going to probably get them because he was going to have fucking Sarah and everything go down there and fucking clearly sabotage it.
Yeah.
So he goes, well, I've got the plan set. And then they're like, oh, we're making a rope and stuff like that. And then,
like,
it's like, we're making a rope ladder. And it's like, oh, but actually only those two are going in.
Yeah.
And he's like, motherfuckers. Yeah. So then he's like, I'm helping you with the rope ladder.
Yeah.
Because he goes, well, I have no downstairs force there other than the monsters that can't get past the talismans. Because now we know the talismans work.
Yeah, that's
now we're also saying he knew the moment that they said, oh, actually only the two that we think are the fucking reincarnations of the boy in yellow and the man in white, man in yellow and the boy in white, because I think they're reincarnations of them. He's like, motherfucker, no, we can't do that, because I think they'll disappear if the two of them get out. Like, I think if they get the ritual correct and they get to leave, I think the man in yellow and the boy in white just fizzle out of existence.
Yeah.
Like the cycle ends, like actually ends.
Yeah.
So they would fizzle out.
So you're thinking it's like the boy in white's happy to like pass. Like he's just wanting to end. The other one's wanting that way out.
I think, for instance, again, the idea as well is you don't even know necessarily. This is the big thing, right? That I don't think they truly explain. I don't actually think at any point in time did they really explain that the people who pull out of the ritual, for instance, right? It doesn't tell you if they're good or not or why they did it. You don't know if it's you don't know if it's for the love of their kids or they realise, oh, we have to sacrifice our kids to get this immortality.
We know it's not the love of kids,
right?
That show shows that.
If you think about it, right, they don't tell you why they pull out of the ritual at all.
Yeah.
right? Which means at one point they were very willing to be part of the ritual.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, to be fair, if I remember correctly, it was something to do with like the townsfolk were starving.
Yeah, they're starving, and it was like a
like
whole fucking
dysentery and shit.
and they're talking to demons and
Fucking,
shit
what do
to
you call
basically
that?
the shits.
No, the thingy road, Oregon Trail.
Aye. But yeah, it's like shit like that where it's like they clearly might have been happy enough to like make the bargain basically for immortality to stop all the shit from happening.
I mean, to be fair, it might have not been happily because we've seen how these things
be forced. But again, the thing is with it is like we don't know the intention of the original two. So to assume that they actually do it on just good terms might actually be too much of a stretch.
They're just swindlers.
Like they might have been like, oh, we're going to do this, or we actually have to do this to get that. Oh, fuck that! Like, no, we're not part of this anymore. Like, we want out, but you're already in the fucking Dali Mass circle.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, we're out, and then you're already locked into the fucking rules of the game, basically.
Yeah.
So then again, the two ways they're trying to like get out is, I mean, potentially the man in yellow could actually be like trying to get to the end goal to keep the cycle going because maybe he's fine with the immortality. He goes, you know what? Maybe we're good, but then the boy in white might be like, no, I still want out, or I still want the cycle to end.
Yeah,
as such, which is why he maybe is fighting it to happen, and now that's what started the game. For instance, because it could be like we just don't know. That I don't think that's ever truly explained enough. And if it is, comment it because I'd like to see
honest,
it.
See, just for how this episode's ending and season 5 being the last, or suppose it may be the last. I don't think they're going to be able to. Actually,
do you think this is going to be like a Game of Thrones?
I feel like they're going to rush it.
Do you think they're going to Game of Thrones this? Do you know what? I know I'm going to be the boy in white here and be optimistic, right? I actually think they'll be fine because from what they've kind of explained in interviews, right, the whole story's been mapped out, so they know they're doing it in 5 episodes.
So yeah, you are correct.
Seasons.
They have said they've had it since 2001, but at the same time they have to get people the producers, the people that pay it to agree. And I'll be honest, when it comes to fucking the people that have the money, they're shit at fucking knowing story. Like they'll go, oh no, I don't like that. It's too intellectual.
Nah,
I want it to
they let
Lost
and shit happen. Nah, they let Lost and shit happen. There's plenty of shows. Like Prison Break had like 18 fucking seasons. I think we're safe.
It was only after.
I think we're safe. It was done after season 1. Yeah. I think we're safe for knowing that it's easily a thing that's happening. Like I'm pretty sure it's been greenlit already.
Yeah.
I think overall though, I do trust them. I think the problem would be the fact with this episode as a wrapping up scenario was it just gave us too many questions and it gave us zero answers, to be fair. I literally can't name one answer of something other than Elgin definitely dies that it actually gave us.
Which we celebrate.
100%. Like
we got a cake.
He might be the nicest person ever in real life, but fuck that character.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think it's just as a final episode, you want some kind of answer. You want some level of resolution, and this feels as if
I said at the very start, it wasn't even a cliffhanger at the end. It was just.
See, I think it is a cliffhanger because we both had different outlooks to what that meant at the end with the rocks. Like, I initially still
not a full on cliffhanger.
But I think it is a cliff. No, but I think it is a cliffhanger because here's the thing, right?
It's not got
if the thing is basically. The original thing I said was I think it might just be that he puts them at the bottom of that tree because you can't enter the tree without just teleporting unless you're meant to be there, right? That was my initial thought. My second thought was he's actually just resetting the cycle because he thinks he's won. Because I think the man in yellow thinks he's won. I think that's the point of it. Like the man in yellow's like,
I mean, I think
everyone dies tonight because he's taking all the stones off the fucking hussies. Yeah. So like the idea is the monsters very much will kill everyone in the next 12 to 14 hours. Like, you know they're going to die or something's going to happen in the episode because there's no more talismans. He's removed them all. Whether or not Clara has done a fucking super sneaky bitch and fucking left one, for instance, and then maybe it's like a fucking one in Colony House or something, like, for instance, where they've got the stronghold.
Me talisman, like, you're my only hope.
Yeah. Like,
fucking
two fucking
it's just Ethan,
no. Oh, it'd be so funny. But, like, I think that's the thing, though. Like, I think the idea there is if the man in yellow thinks he's won in the next 12 hours, kind of thing, the cycle's over and he's won, he is just resetting the conditions of the town going back to square one, right?
Yeah.
Which is why he puts them into the tree. And as you say, you think they might go.
Think
you might think the Dragon Ball with the scatter,
yeah.
or like honestly, the references of this has been brilliant. Or as I say, like it just goes back to that original tree spot.
Yeah. I just think if at that point he might as well just had the boy name talk there, and I'm just like put one in and just.
But he doesn't need to put one in because the whole point is he's just dumping them because I think he's resetting the track.
I think he's just trying to get rid of them rather than resetting.
I don't think so.
Throw them in a tree, forget about them because
I don't know. I don't think he's
going to go everywhere.
But I think if he does that, but here's the thing: why would you chuck them everywhere? Because here's the thing: you don't know where they spawn. For all you know, they could all spawn at the doorway of every house.
That'd be very, very, very unlikely though.
I don't know how the rules work for this. How they work?
I mean, the last
Dale
ended up in a fucking pool.
Dale ended inside a pool.
They could all land under the pool. You never know.
But I think that's the scenario. I think it is he's setting the conditions for the town being back to square one because he thinks he's won.
I mean, I do agree that he is like he's on his end game where he's just like, let's reset. But I don't think that was him purposely resetting something. It was mostly just a.
I think it's more in order for the massacre to happen where he's incorrect and it goes to whatever reasons he's got for that being correct, it does it. I think he does need to basically put things back in. It's the same way when he jumps into the town and he kills the priest.
No,
he's resetting the conditions that the town have. What if he missed?
So the reason he puts it in that tree and just lets it fall, like you were saying, where it just hits the ground, is because the last time when Boy found him, that was the first time they found the talismans. So he probably knew about the talismans or something, or he knew of them but not where they were. As soon as he went, well, this made it last a lot longer than it should have, get rid of them.
But I don't think he's getting rid of them though.
And that was him doing reactive that he's been doing this whole season.
But I don't think so, because the thing is, right, if the talismans exist, they just have to exist. The biggest thing with it though is getting to the talismans, right, is almost an unaccomplishable task, right? Because you need to know they're there, right? Nobody that comes into the world knows they're there, right? Boyd found it by falling into the tree, right? By sheer luck. And one in a million level luck. No, but I don't think you need to remove it because the point is.
I mean, it makes sense for what he's. He has just been very reactive because, as you said,
but I think
this is as far as they've got, which means.
But I don't think
the talismans have got as well.
But I don't think you would have to be reactive if you think you've won. Like it's like for instance, like if you see people who do the fucking races, right, and they're running the race, you know, the ones that then start to celebrate before they've crossed the line.
Yeah,
I think it's just that.
Ego.
No, but but he has to have some level of ego to him because he thinks he's won. Like,
I think he's in the end game of winning. But
if he didn't need whatever needs to happen, why is he not just going into town and shredding everybody? Let's be honest, they can't stop him.
I don't know. That's a good puncher. A little
so
knock them out.
I think it's I think that in itself is just a scenario where I'm pretty convinced he just thinks he's won, and because he thinks he's won, he's like, right, cool, we're going back to square one. Because the thing is, maybe even he hid the fucking talismans there. Also, bear in mind as well, right? It's even harder than the 1 in a million because the fucking trees move.
Yeah, I love that. So season 1.
So the whole fucking thing as well is the tree that has the fucking talismans in it never stays still, which again means you even the number must be something untold to infinity of the chances it has to be, right? Which is why he's just resetting the conditions of the town because that's all you need to do. Because no one's spending enough time. No one A knows they're there. No one B is spending enough time going, oh, I hope I fall into a tree to get some fucking stones, to get some safety stones. Nobody's doing that. Like, the conditions for that to be met are so conditional to put the point of infinity levels of condition that I just don't think he's in that mindset of even giving a shit. I think he's just like, yep, I've won. Cool. Right, back to collect go, and I'll collect that 200 when I pass it.
That's what I see it as. He's like, cool. But now I know that can be an issue. get rid of it for the next
I
time.
think no, but here's the thing, right? I think the difference would be he now knows it's something that could be part of the conditions of the world, right? Which means he doesn't have to react to it. He now can plan for it. Is the difference? He knows they're there. He can't destroy them clearly, because if he could destroy them, he would just break them. Like he would just have destroyed them and get rid of them.
Like
so clearly, like or left them in the fucking. He can't, because the thing as well is he can't just leave them in the tunnels, right? Because if that fucking bit closes up again, right, he would permanently trap them basically, like and stuff like that. If he leaves them in a fucking bag of them worth of it, because again, the whole thing as well is one of them might have enough power to stop them coming in via the houses because everything's shut. The reason maybe they couldn't come into that small gap wasn't shut and it was nighttime. Maybe too many of them together is like a super beacon basically. And it creates like a nice wee fucking bubble.
Yeah.
So like maybe that's what happened, which is why Boyd doesn't get janked at that point. Because it is an open way.
Yeah.
It is hanging up, but it's an open way. But again, maybe with so many of them, it's like, no, here's a wee bubble. They just can't push through that bubble.
Yeah.
So when he's getting rid of them again, he says, well, you can't put them all scattered, because if you start to find one or two and figure it out, all it takes is you to find one to save a house, and then everyone just stays in the house at night.
Yeah.
And then he's fucked. So they all go back to the same spot because you have to do eggs in a basket. It all has to be there. Like,
that's it. I'm just going to say.
I would say,
not my favourite episode.
If I'm going to rank this episode,
not even my top 10. That's.
Oh wow, there's only 10 episodes as well. Nah, I think I wouldn't say it was my favourite episode, but to be fair, right, I think it's a hard one to try and judge it on the other episodes this season, because let's be honest, quite a good few episodes this season gave us legit answers though. I think that's what makes it disappointing. There was a lot of episodes I came out of with being like, oh, I think I know how it all works now.
Yeah.
And this one's like, I need season 5.
Yeah.
Do you know that way?
I don't think it was a cliffhanger. I think it was just a straight.
I still think it was a cliffhanger, to be honest. Like I think it was a cliffhanger, but it wasn't a strong cliffhanger. Like, for instance, the previous episode where the fucking tarps up and they came up to it, that's a cliffhanger because you're waiting. Like the way you think about it is,
next episode you're gonna.
Well, it's not next episode. No, it's not what it's better than that. You know that like you could technically start the next episode immediately in that scene because it's a complete carry on.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is basically you could end up at any point in time. Like Boyd could be coming into the town for the first time for all we know in season 5. There's no rhyme or reason to say it has to start.
Like 20 weeks later.
Yeah, it basically just doesn't have to start with them, which is why I think it is a bad cliffhanger. Because it's not a scenario. It's a scenario that you'll have in the back of your head, but it doesn't need to be present in the immediate opening of the new season when it comes out in like a year's time, which I think is the problem. And I think with them giving us so many questions and zero answers, I think they've made it. I think they made it harder for themselves. The full-on Scotland team that they made it harder.
Got to the final
and did fuck all with it.
And got eliminated.
Yeah, they did nothing to progress the story other than the sheer forcefulness of trying to figure out theories.
So what are you thinking for score? Because I'm not even giving it a Coach Kenny. There has to be another score for this because they don't deserve.
I still think there was some stuff that happened in it that redeemed it a little bit. I think it only gets a 2 out of 5 Coach Kenny's.
I'm about the same, not 2.
Like,
do you know what? I'll give it a 3 because I did enjoy it, as in like I enjoyed watching it, but I didn't like.
But you were disappointed by it, yeah. Whereas I am now somehow managing.
Somehow got worse and I've went up.
but I'm ranking it lower, more because all the other episodes. Well, do you know what? Actually, the trailer also, to be fair, I did have a couple of bits spoiled by the trailers. I had to tell him at like 1 a.m. when I had it fucking spoiled on TikTok. So technically, yes, the trailer did decimate it by a point because I saw the red lightning before the red lightning happened, and fair enough. To be fair, right, in the episode, I'm going to give it credit. Didn't get fucking any information for fucking seeing it. But every other trailer has fucked us in the past. So like seeing that, I thought something bigger of it. Obviously something happens, but like we don't know. I think I'm going to keep with the 2. I'm not going to bump it up to 3. I'm going to keep it at 2 because I think ultimately I did enjoy the episode, but I think it gave me too many questions and no answers, knowing we have such a long time to wait between the answer, basically, or a perceived answer.
Which is a shame, because for me, I generally am, I'll be honest, not excited for season 5.
I think for me personally,
I'm hoping in the next like couple of days I go, do you know what? I'm actually like
do
back.
you know what I
right
think?
now.
Do you know the thing is though, right? I think when we start, because we're going to start it pretty soon, we're going to redo every season 1, 2, 3. I actually think season 1 to 3 is probably going to be what pulls you back into season 5, because there's going to be so much stuff we missed on initial watching that we point out that, to be fair, right, might actually be, oh shit, we did get answers in that finale and we just didn't know we had them.
Yeah.
Because we weren't looking for stuff. So there's
looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, so maybe we couldn't see the trees for the forest, as you said last episode. But that could be genuinely true, right? There is a scenario where actually maybe there was answers, but they posed them as questions, and now but because we don't know what the question's been posed, because we're looking for answers.
Yeah.
And maybe in season 1 to 3/4, right? Maybe it actually does be like, oh fuck no, wait, maybe there is some stuff that would make sense.
Yeah.
And I think some of it, oh god, I think some of it might be answers, because the red lightning, the cave drawings have a big fucking red entity in them. That might be the lightning.
Then let the entity out.
Yeah, because it's in between the middle of the town people in the white and the bad people in the black.
Dark.
There's stuff to it. I think there maybe is more answers than we realise, but we don't know the question to ask
There's
yet.
this guy. He does these like the YouTube like TV stuff, and he wears a yellow coat, and I love him because he keeps it nice and simple. He just goes, "This happened. Make your choice."
That's what we need.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm still going to rank it at 2, but I think solely because until I figure out the answers, I feel as if there's too much time between now and season 5.
Have they even released a date?
No, I don't even know if it's greenlit or in production.
Could you imagine if they did cancel it?
Oh, I would full on fucking Constantine level rage if that happens.
Yeah, I fucking love that show as well.
Like, but yeah, so like, coming in the coming weeks, we're going to like at some point restart season 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to get them battled out, and it's going to still be weekly as such. So like, I would imagine by this time next week we'll have the first episode for season 1 done and stuff. So like, expect it to kind of like be rolling in that way.
Fair, we'll probably get a good couple of episodes worth them.
Oh, we'll probably be able to batter through them.
It's like we know what's happening.
Yeah,
but it'll be more of a we can not pick.
Yeah, they also might not be an hour and 7 minutes long either, to be fair, because we might actually be able to like rattle through some of it.
Yeah, we'll bring
because of
points.
Knowledge. Yeah, but like, yeah, I think if there was anything we missed, we probably have again.
There's always going to be something that we missed. You guys have seen.
Yeah,
and you'll be like, you guys just fucking forget.
Yeah, probably. We Ancuid the fuck it. Anti-Ancuid. So like, yeah. So no, I still think it's still a cracking show. The ending was the ending is possibly the final is maybe either the best final we didn't know we needed, or they fucked it. I don't know which, to be fair, because
you see Vecna.
True. It'd be so funny if that did happen. It's just fucking Elle comes running in. Like, so yeah, there's stuff happening. Might not be the best, might not be the worst, but I think it's a show that has so many questions and it's so lost heavy that maybe we just have to find the questions within the answers it actually was given us.
Yeah.
For instance.
That's it. Once we go back and see season 1 to 3, I think it might clear stuff up, like more.
Yeah, be more cognitive.
Yeah. But until then, it's one of those, like.
I mean, you can't even be that upset. You ranked it higher than me.
I know. Even
I thought you were giving it a 1. You gave it a 3. I mean, you ranked it around the same level as I ranked a lot of the episodes that I just thought were mid.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I very much stick to the like 1 to 3, 1 to 5. 3 is the middle, where it's like it's not good, it's not bad, it's just meh. So like, that's why I hate people that do the scores and they go, oh, if it's anything under a 5, I'm not going to watch it. It's like, I mean, that's like...
That's on you.
Yeah, that's an alright. It's like, you enjoyed it, but you're not going to go back and watch it type of thing. Not a, it's shit. And I hate that about reviews. Actually, it physically just ruins, like credibility for me. Like, if you go, this movie, I like this, but I like this, but I hated this, I'm giving it to say a 5. Like, to me, I'd be like, cool. He's made points. He has made good points. He's made the bad points. He's enjoyed the parts that he likes. Doesn't like. But then if you go, oh yeah, I like this, hated that, but I'm giving it a 3 or 2 or 1. It's like,
yeah, it's like you can't like parts. You can't like things and then negatively score it.
Aye.
Yeah.
But aye, that's it.
Yeah. That's a long episode. This one's fun. This one I knew was never going to be a 20-minute.
When I started, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
So much shit happened.
I was like 20 minutes max. That's us done.
Yeah, and you've went so over that time. You've nearly went actually an hour over the time you predicted. But no, I think the season was cool. The season was still cool. I think overall, I have to say it was. I think overall, I would still have to mark it as the best season so far. From vague as fuck memory, I think I'd still have to mark it as the best season so far because there's so many great episodes in it as well.
I'm going to be honest, I'd be stuck between season 1 and 3.
That's fair.
1 because it's the very start where everything is just terrifying.
Yeah.
And then if I remember correctly, but no, season 2 is technically the funny one that I liked, but season 3 started with the answers.
Yeah.
Like season 1 and 2, you get nothing. Season 3, they started to like put stuff together, but not talk about it.
Yeah.
But at least this, I will say, this season, they
tried. They
fucking
tried.
2 different
gatherings.
Yeah. So at least that's better than every other season combined.
Yeah. But nah, I think it'll be good. I think season 5 will hopefully be able to get like some dates at some point. Like I didn't hate this. I didn't hate this season. I still think it was very fun. I do.
Yeah, I still enjoyed every week.
Yeah, I think this as well. It was still a good enough show to watch week to week, where it didn't lose us still.
Yeah.
As such, we never got lost. But yeah, I think that is enough for us today.
Enough yabba yabba jabba jabba.
Yeah. So, thank you very much everyone for watching season 4 of To and From. As I say, we are going to do a Star Wars now and go episodes 1, 2, and 3 as such. Expect them to start dropping weekly anyway as well. And as I say, those episodes probably will be shorter, to be fair. I think half hour maximum for editing. Because it's going to be so much easier to condense them to like just the first time kind of watch and review. And then, hopefully by the time we finish doing all those weekly, season 5's near enough out the way to coming out. But yeah, thanks again everyone for watching. Thank you for sharing this about and stuff like that. And we'll see you all next week for season 1, episode 1.
Yeah, I had to think.
Oh, that's weird.
You got me there. I was like,
And yeah, thank you very much everyone. See you later on.